So this is my little Leisure 17, even keel. Typical in the inside, nothing special on this boat. I'll come back to the charts in a second. I just hang my wet gear here on a hook. I have radio, lamps. I have a cruising guide for Ireland, West Coast, here on the front. Under the sail bag I have a cool box, tubs, plastic tubs for all my storage. I do overnight sails. The thing with these boats, they have a tendency, and you can see it here if the sun isn't too bright, the window leaks. You can see the gap between the rubbers on the window. It leaks in there. It's a constant necessity to fill that every season. This one less so, but that's just generally run of the mill. I have storage tubs underneath the cushion, which is probably very wet at the moment. So underneath here, I have here, and I have storage tubs underneath there. I don't actually use them very much, but they are dry and able to use. Usual bits and pieces here. Little sat nav device here is very useful. That's actually very handy to have. Boat hook with a loo roll just in case. I don't actually use it on board. Binoculars, sail cover, spinnaker, and then underneath I have a little stove for cooking tea, which I use a lot, and then my utensils, and then behind that is more storage which is not used at the moment. A sleeping bag. Underneath the step I have the obviously footstep, which is a crucial bit of kit. Two more inlines either side here, a tub of utensils that I use, and then behind that is more storage. And then on this side, which is just below this little device, which is not really practical in truth, it's good for storing sun creams, but I have my box of tricks here, such as like my log and personal effects like electronics and cables for powering up. I have little solar, or not solar, but power packs for my mobile devices, sunglasses. I have a harness, which connects onto my belt, which then connects onto two lugs that are down there behind my boots in the cockpit should I need it. And underneath that is storage. I have a life raft there, or not a life raft, but a harness if I have anybody with me overboard. Going out then, it's very windy, so the wind will probably catch the noise, so I'll try and just keep it out of the wind. Little engine I have is a 3.5 horsepower 2-stroke Tohatsu. Came with the boat 8 years ago. It's the best little thing in the world. It's just about able to cope with a strong swell or sea, but I only use it for really getting in and out of tight spots. It's so reliable. It's a great little engine. I'd be loath to change it, although I'm very tempted to want to change it and upgrade to either a 4-stroke where I could have a power which would charge a battery. This boat currently has wires on it. It had an old fuse box over there which was really bad state when I got the boat, so my next project is to put some proper wiring in there. And here's an example of how not to do something. I mean, look at this. This is the way it was. I didn't take this apart, I just opened it up and looked at it. This wiring has just been put together in a domestic shore-based fashion. It's not insulated, it's not heat shrunk. The cabling is mixed. There's 2 sets of cabling going to different wires. There's varying fish finders devices here. Nothing I don't think ever worked on it. So my project is to replace all of this gubbins, put a new switchboard in there. There's no battery on board at the moment, but I would put it in the stern locker. Run a cable back up here. There is a cable somewhere knocking around there. It's a white one underneath that. Look, it's so much needs to be done in that sense, but it's the next step. But everything in the boat works. So I'll just show you around, and forgive the noise because it is very windy and blustery today, although as ever the camera will hide that. I'm drying my towels, I'm drying my cushions, a bit of breeze. So here we go, a bit of wind. hear me here, this is the main halyard. Comes back to a pulley. These were already on the boat when I got it, but I've run it back so I can do everything from here to here, and then there's the locking cleat I put on to lock that, and then the halyards, which is the radio handheld here. Then on the far side, tip halyard. This is my spinnaker halyard. Comes back to another little homemade pulley which I had for something else, but it's come back to here. To our cleat. This is the fur. Goes all the way up forward to the furling headsail. Works a treat once you get it to set up right. Keep that locked. Works a treat. That's there. Main sheets. Standard cleats for the jib sheets, the head sail sheets, locking cleats, old-fashioned ones, but they work. They work fine. Compass, which I use quite a bit. Sorry, I have everything drying here at the moment. It's a good drying day. Nothing else up for it. Standard 2.6 dinghy. I have replaced the main sheet. I have replaced the tiller. I've had to do lots of jobs with the tiller and the configuration down in here. This is all rotted with timber. It all rotted away, so I had to do all of that. I have tiller lock on it, which works very well. It'll obviously lock it at anchor like this, but it also is your extra crew hand when you need it for a few minutes maybe only. It does self-sail sometimes. I'll just go back in here now. Now out of the wind. I'll just quickly show you. That's my little device, standard car device, but it's very handy for my Navionics software when I go sailing and I'm off going into a place. And that's where I am at the moment. The boat thinks I'm ashore. I'm not. But the Navionics, I'm actually off Inishlyre, and that's I'm swinging at anchor, so the GPS is thinking, where am I actually? I'm upside down now, so let me just see if I can put my head side up. That's the correct way, so if you can see that. So where am I in the world? Well, I'm actually in Clew Bay in the west coast of Ireland. Is that gone out of focus for me there now? Looks like it's gone out of focus. Am I too close to that? Oh no, that's good, that's better. So I basically keep my boat in this little anchorage here, Rossmoney's Mayo Sailing Club here. This is Rossmoney Harbour, and I normally come out then, well, most people come out this gut to here, and then this island is Inishlyre, and I'm just literally currently anchored just off this. But this morning I worked my way out here. If you can see this, it looks like it's fuzzy. Out here, this is Inishgort Light, Dornish boy. And I went all the way out here this morning, which is on the other bigger chart then is here, and Cormac is up to here. I got about halfway. I turned around and I came back. But most excursions I will do, I'll go up to Curran, which is near Achill, or Old Head, which is here. This is Clare Island, which is 10 miles from Inishgort Light to Clare Island is 10 nautical miles. So that's a good 3.5 to 4 hour sail, depending on the wind. I've gone north up to Achill Beg. I've come up towards Bill's Rocks, but I haven't quite got that far. I've come round, I've stayed the night in Clare Island, I've come around Clare Island, and then later on this summer, there's another video, I've come down here and down into Little Killary, which is just there on the mouth. Little Killary, this is Killary Harbour here, Killary Fjord, which you can do if you have plenty of time. But this is Little Killary here. I'll just zoom in on it. It's a lovely little 2-mile strip, and at the very end of it, you can just see there where I've got the navigation, is a lovely little anchorage, and I did that earlier on in the summer. In the summer, that's Inishturk, and that's Inishboffin. Very popular sailing areas, destinations. I've been there many times with different boats, not on my own current boat. So the farthest west I've been is probably about here, but the farthest south I've been is to Killary. And then I've obviously done the last 8 years, everything inside here, particularly this side of the bay. Coming back to my other chart, this is the channel for Westport Harbour. It comes all the way in here through this channel, and it goes all the way into Westport, which is where I live. But this area generally is fairly well reefed, so there is a dedicated channel, just about doable, but okay to sail on. And you can actually sail in behind these islands here, but there's a little dedicated channel. You need to know what you're doing. You can go up into here, go around here, and then go further north and carry on all the way up to the north of Clew Bay and into Newport. So fantastic sailing area. Going back to the bigger chart, this is a huge sailing area. There's no hazards in here. Once you get past a certain island or navigation area here and here, there's Dillis Rocks. The rest of it is open, and you can make for Achill, Clare Island, Old Head. You know, this is Achill Head, which is another 17 miles in total beyond sort of the inner bay, so it's a lot, and that's fairly exposed sea area. So again, this is all the Atlantic. So a small boat like this wouldn't take a lot for it to become exposed, even down here, to bad weather. So you really have to find your windows of good weather to venture that far out. But during the summer you can find those windows. Yeah, so that's me. That's my Leisure 17, and a quick synopsis of this boat and where I sail. So I hope you found that interesting. Okay, goodbye.